Wheeler's Weekend Jams, live and direct.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at Riot Fest, and I'm sitting here with Wayne from the Flaming Whip.
Hello, everybody. We're good. Who is this starting in the background?
I'm not sure. I was going to say Anti-Flag, but they played earlier.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah.
So how you doing today on this beautiful day at Riot Fest?
It's beautiful. It seemed like it was freezing cold yesterday. We weren't here, but we were in St. Louis. It was cold there.
Oh, really?
And but I don't care. It's fun, you know. I mean, it's not. Weather is nothing, you know. It's like everybody. Sometimes I think it makes it better that it's kind of you're aware of your surroundings. Or
you do it in different temperatures. It always
just it's like something's happening, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So tell us about the Sgt. Pepper album. How
I see. Well, we as the Flaming Lips, since we have our own studio and everything, we always have a bunch of our friends and everything around. And I don't know. I think we started about 4 or 5 years ago. We did. We started doing these. I think we did the Pink Floyd "Dark Side of the Moon" record. I think that was in
with
2000.
Henry Rollins.
Henry Rollins and my nephew's group started with My Dwarfs, and I forget why we asked them. I think we were in a hurry, and we thought, well, if Start at the My Dwarfs does a couple of songs, and Henry helps us, we could all get it done. I think it was something we had to do for iTunes in just like in a couple of days, you know. So I think we did that, which we thought was just going to be like an extra bonus track that you got on iTunes. But I think people really liked it. And of course, it's the Pink Floyd "Dark Side of the Moon" record, which is, you know, it's a pretty popular album, you know. And then I think we just started to do little by little, just do that here and there. We did an album by a group called King Crimson. We did the first album put out by the Stone Roses, and we were talking for a while about doing the Sgt. Pepper's record. And we did. We always do New Year's Eve shows, and last year we did a special John Lennon Beatles set during our New Year's Eve show. So we already had a really great version of "Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds," which is on the Sgt. Pepper's record.
Yes.
And we were playing this during our shows, and we even did it on the David Letterman show with Sean Lennon. And I think when we ran into Miley Cyrus, we only had one day in Tulsa to do a little bit of recording, and we had a bunch of songs that we were doing little pieces of different songs and things that we had written together and stuff. But we had this "Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds" track, and we had the "Day in the Life" track.
Okay.
And that and we did those, and everybody really seemed to like it. So that really set us to be like, well, why don't we just do the rest of it? Mm-hmm. And here we are. Yeah, I think we have about another month or so, and it comes out. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations for that.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
And it's a lot of really cool people, and I know there is a tendency for people who really love the Beatles.
Yes.
You got like 3 camps. You know, you got like the people that absolutely love the Beatles and love that other groups will, you know, partake in it.
Yes.
And then you got people that absolutely love the Beatles and will want to kill you if you touch their music. You know,
yes.
you like it's sacred ground. You know. And then you have people that are just very open to everything. You know, like they don't really know who the Beatles are. They don't really know who the Flaming Lips are. They may know who Miley Cyrus is. And then it's you know, so it's a big mashup, I think, of what audience might be.
Speaking of Miley Cyrus, you guys performed with her. How was that? How is she as a person?
She's beautiful. She's amazing. She's fun. She's crazy. She's kind. She loves music. She loves people. She loves animals. She's awesome. So yeah. I think it's funny how I think there's a perception. I mean, I don't know that much about her. What people's perception of her is. I just know her from her, you know.
Exactly.
But I get a feeling that there's an overriding image that people have of her, that when she, you know, that they expect her to be different or something, you know. But she's awesome. She's crazy. Like I said, she's fun. She loves music. She's creative. She's everything. Yeah. Otherwise, I just don't think her thing would work. I mean,
Exactly.
yeah.
Well, since we are in the category of singers, who's a better frontman, Iggy Pop or Henry Rollins?
Well, I don't know. I mean, they're both they're different. I don't think Henry is as much of a frontman now. I don't think he's in a band anymore. I think he was. I saw Henry more than I've seen Iggy Pop. So for me, I'd probably say in the heyday of Black Flag, for me, I would say Henry, only because I mean, I love Iggy, but I've never really seen him. Yeah. Well, I take that back. I did see him. So I don't know, but I like Henry. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I wouldn't know if he's better, but
I saw him back when I was 17, and I go, Henry, you kicked ass tonight. And he goes, I know, just signed. It's the greatest one. It was a great moment. But there was a huge thing going on right now. Gene Simmons says that rock and roll is dead. Your thoughts?
Well, I think it really is kind of a subjective thing, I mean, I think perhaps if you're Gene Simmons, for you it is dead because, it doesn't hold something new and exciting for you. But I think it's always being reborn, and it's always dying a million times a year anyway. I think it just depends on what your perspective is on it, So, but I think the nature of all art is that something has to come in and say this is all that matters, and then that lasts for about a week, and then something else comes in and says no, this is all that matters now, and that's part of the way it has to work, But if someone comes up to you and tells you rock and roll is dead, and you believe them, then that's your problem. I mean, to me, no one can tell you anything in the world is dead if you love it and you're interested in it.
Interesting. Yeah, I think rock and roll is always going to live on. Rock and roll. It's just, I think, between downloading music and actually having the physical copy, nobody gets the physical copies of records and albums anymore. I mean, it is coming back a little bit, but
I mean, I don't know. I mean, to me, that part of it. I mean, I think for people that love music, I think it's always about the music, and for people that are into trends and things like that, I think it's there occasionally. But yeah, I mean, when people say things like that, I just can tell it's like, well, they may think that, and but that's how it is. If it's true to you, then it's true.
True.
But it may not. What's true to you may not be true to me. I mean, I know people that say, Captain Crunch cereal is the best food ever. I'd be like, well, if you think so, good, you should eat it.
Yeah.
But I don't think it is, but I love it. But I mean, I wouldn't say it's the best ever, but yeah,
Well, Wayne, one more question I have to ask you. If you had to compare your band to a movie, what movie would it be and why?
Oh, I see. Well, I would hope that the Flaming Lips are somewhat like the movie The Wizard of Oz, where there's a bit of seeking of home and happiness, and there's a bit of fantasy, and there's a bit of like weird drugs or something involved, but most of it is done through love and the love of life and the love of just experiencing things. Yeah.
Great answer.
Yeah.
Well, Wayne, thanks again for joining me.
I hope I didn't turn off my weird little microphone.
No, you're good.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Thanks again, Wayne.
All right.